A lot of this last, I don't know however long you've been here now, what's this process been like, getting here in the transition?
It's been great. I mean, practicing and being in the weight room with all the guys and all the coaches, it's been really good. Felt like we're all starting to get along really good and building the chemistry, and I think we're going to be really good this year.
How do you feel you can open up the offense with your shooting ability?
Yeah, kind of like how you said, me and Santi could space out the floor for everybody, get downhill, get going and stuff, and as well as like defense, I gotta be better at defense. And a perfect place to come here.
What's been the biggest difference in practices at Tennessee? And I guess it's been a short time here.
I would say the speed and physicality is the biggest thing, but that's about the biggest difference, I would say.
What was a moment that you discovered that speed and physicality existed?
Kind of like the first couple days, but coach told me that's how it'd be, and I mean, I think I'm adapting pretty good already.
Last week when we talked to Coach Barnes, he talked about your defense as well. Where specifically in defense do you feel like you need to improve the most?
Just guarding the ball, making sure I'm in my right spots and the right gaps, and the coaches and players are helping me out very good. So.
Coming off your visit, you were talking about your defense and how you could come here and it would really help your defense. Have you already seen that, and what's it been like going under a practice with Rick, and just how much he emphasizes defense?
Yeah, I mean, he emphasizes every day. I mean, if I want to be a pro, I got to play some defense at the end of the day. And like I said on my visit, what's a better place than go to a top 3 defensive team every single year?
Coach Barnes referred to you as a gym rat. Is that something you take pride in? Have you always been like that?
I would say I've always been like that with my, starting with my parents. They always just told me to stay in the gym and work hard, and you'll get what you put in.
Facing the speed and athletes in the SEC, do you feel like there's going to be any adjustments you have to make to your game offensively?
I would say just playing a little bit lower, making sure that I've been with G, staying in the weight room, getting adjusted to that, so I think I'll be fine.
Going off that in practice, who do you feel like is the toughest to guard so far?
I would probably have to say probably like Freddie or somebody, someone kind of shifty. But it's always good to go against those guys at the end of the day because it's going to push you to be a better defender.
What's it been like being coached by Rick Barnes?
It's awesome. I mean, he's a great coach, Hall of Fame coach, and he coached my favorite player, Kevin Durant. So it's always really cool to be coached by that.
When you started your college career, did you think you'd be able to climb the way you've climbed?
Yeah, I thought I was always just underrated, so I felt like I was always going to be able to play at the highest level, just at a time when.
So is defense something that you've always enjoyed? Do you enjoy it now, or has that been a learned? Is that something you've learned to enjoy over the years?
Yeah, I think it's definitely something that that I've gotten to learn. Is just that side of the basketball. I mean, obviously everyone loves scoring the ball, but no one ever just thinks like I love defense. So for sure, it's just every day just starting to love it more and more and more. Watching film, just learning.
What's it been like kind of gelling with the team and getting like that team identity going?
Oh, it's good. I mean, we'll all go out, eat sometimes, and try to maybe play on the video games or something. So for sure, we all spend time in the locker room and stuff.
What are you most looking forward to for your trip to Europe and Italy?
I would say just like I said, traveling with the team, being with them, and building chemistry. And then, I mean, we go to Italy. That's gonna be my first time, so it's gonna be fun.
Jordan, just what's his first few weeks been like at Tennessee?
It's been great experience. It's something new and constantly learning every day. It's really been good, just trying to get better each day, 1%, and really just trying to get the chemistry going with the other team, and so we can all really just vibe one together and get better.
What's the learning curve, if any?
I'd say really just, there's not really much of a learning curve. I'd say the biggest thing is just paying close attention to details. You know, it's 2 different coaches I have, Coach Barnes and Coach Dickerson. Here you gotta really pay attention to details. That's probably one of the biggest things I'd say.
When you were being recruited, when you entered the portal, what was the dynamic like with your dad?
My dad really played like the dad role, I'd say, not really like more of a coach. I was really more talking with Coach Barnes, Coach GP, and they were a really big help on my decision coming in.
What's it like to kind of have this reunion with your dad in a sense?
It's been good. You know, this is my first time really having him coach me for real, and it's been enjoyable, I'd say. we have like some moments on the court where it's like me and him are thinking the same way, and it's pretty cool. That's it.
What kind of areas of your game have you been focusing on improving this offseason?
Really decision making, getting stronger has been a big key. My handling basketball a lot more. Then I'd say just really just playing more with confidence. I'd say.
What was Rick and GP's message to you during that recruiting process?
I'd say it was just they weren't really like driving a message toward me. It was like more so keeping it like more of a family, I'd say, and just making sure like our connection was good, because in the recruiting process you don't want to just drive a certain message down someone's throat all the time. You just like want to have a good mutual connection where it's like more so not player coach, more so player and family, I'd say, or like someone above me.
You said you were ball handling more. How much more are you going to be playing the point guard here compared to at USC Upstate?
Probably a lot more, but it's just more so getting a feel to it as well. Being able to learn new positions is always a great thing and great skill to have.
What was it about the program that made you feel like you'd be a good fit for it?
Just being here, you know, and seeing the culture around here would be good, and then just seeing what I can bring to the table for us to help us win and really make it a March and win throughout March.
Has it been hard to gain or maintain that confidence being at a higher level now?
Week 4 now, no, not as much. I'm getting more confident day by day, but I'd say for sure like the first couple of days were a little rough, but I still stayed confident and stayed trusting the own process that I have and trying to achieve my goals that I have as well.
You played here a couple of years ago. Did you have any idea that you might be back here at this level in this situation?
No, but I always had like the thought in my head, always trying to be able to play at the next highest level for me. And coming back here, well, going back 2 years and playing here was a wild experience, I'd say. I was on the bad end of it, but it was all a learning experience and it was fun.
When you told your dad that you were committing here, what was his reaction and kind of the emotion surrounding that?
He was happy. He was supporting me and he was all for it. He was just ready for me to get to work, and one message was to just keep working and never like get bored with it and just always find love, keep love for the game.
What were the conversations you had with him throughout the transfer process?
Just what coaches are really serious about it, and because when that first day or first and second day really came, it was just a bunch of coaches calling, just put their name in the hat, I'd say, and then throughout like that first week, you really saw who was really serious about it, like what head coaches are calling you, and he was just saying, just focus on who's really serious about you and who actually really wants you to get the program.
You mentioned attention to detail at the top. Is that detail on the court, detail off the court? Just what are some of the details that you really try to hone in on?
Well, they both really just play a big role, and they all tie in together, but mainly just getting the details on the court majority, because that's where like the biggest jump for me has to be on the court, and being able to pay great attention to details is just what's going to get me on the court as well.
What do you feel like? Sorry. What do you feel like you've been able to add to the team these last couple of weeks? Will be able to during the season?
A lot of vocal and a little bit better leadership, because this is a junior year going into, and that's something I have to bring to the table. I just can't sit back and not say anything and be quiet, but after give some input to the younger guys and help them and build them up.
Which details are harder to consume, the offensive side or the defensive side of the ball?
More so the offensive side, because it's so specific, and then even on the defensive end, you have to pay close attention to ball screen coverages and things like that. But I'd say more so on the offensive end, it's a little more difficult.
You made such a big splash as a freshman. How rewarding was it to follow up on that year with such a strong sophomore season?
It was good. I really enjoyed it. My sophomore year was more so me trying to really be like the leader of my team, and that was another big jump that I had to make, because I wasn't really used to taking on that role, but I had to as a sophomore, and the guys really looked up to me. But looking back on it, it was enjoyable. I loved it, loved every bit of it. Wish we ended off the right way, but it was all good at Upstate.
What's kind of been your first impressions of the team since everybody got here in the summer?
You know, the first impression is that we have a lot of quality depth. You know, just because as you look around, you know, at each position, and the guys, I feel that the depth. I think we addressed a couple things that we were intended to address this summer, which was shooting, and not only with the guys we brought in, but also the guys that have been working since the season's over to improve in that area. And then you know, you can see guys from a physical standpoint, bodies look a lot better. You know, Jonas is healthy. Tobey has taken a step, and his confidence is at a whole different level. And so, you know, just the depth of our team has been kind of my first impression. It's got me really excited.
Obviously, getting good players out of the portal is always a win, but when it's your son, how much sweeter does it feel? Oh
yeah, it's been awesome. I mean, take basketball out of it, just the fact being able to see him every day, continue to just watch him grow, you know, grow up and become a man. And you know, I'd say the last 3 years, you know, he's been away for school, so had missed you know, and really underappreciated what it felt like to see him every day. And so that's been, for me, it's been great. I mean, basketball is going to be basketball. We get on the court, and there are going to be good days, going to be bad days. I got to be coach, you know, at the end of the day, but just being able to see him every day has been just phenomenal for me.
You said you have to be coach. What was your approach when you entered the portal and you knew Tennessee was recruiting him?
Yeah, no, it was, you know, my approach was, one, I wanted him to find what he was looking for, find happiness. I wanted him to be really clear on what it was he wanted, what he was trying to get out of it. And, you know, and for him, it was a place that wanted him, you know, that really wanted him. And so during that process, I was dad. I allowed coach to kind of take the reins on that recruitment. I thought he did a fabulous job. He was unbelievable during that process and making Jordan feel like, you know, we want you not because your dad is here, but because you address a need that we have. And so, you know, that made it easy. And, you know, once coach talked to mom and sealed the deal, you know, I was dad, and I tried to answer any questions he might have and give him kind of, you know, the inside scoop on what it was to be a Tennessee Volunteer.
How surprising was, I guess, Chris Ledlum's decision last week, and how does that change things maybe from a roster perspective right now? Yeah, it was surprising. It caught us all off guard. Something that we weren't expecting, obviously coming off of, you know, the knee surgery that he was going through. So it kind of caught us off guard a little bit. How does it affect us? Obviously, he's a great player. We wish him nothing but the best. I hope he finds what he's looking for, finds happiness. As far as it goes with us, it's been our mentality ever since I've been here, since Coach been here, next man up. You know, we're really excited about J.P. Estrella's development, where he's going. Obviously, Tobey has taken a major jump. Josiah's looking great. He's healthy, probably the first healthy summer he's had in a long time. And so, you know, we're just next man up, moving forward, wish him the best.
What have you seen from the two guys that redshirted last year, DJ and Freddie, how they progressed, I guess, this summer?
Yeah, I mean, Freddie, you know, when he walks in the door, you can tell he's different. He looks completely different. He's gained probably 20 pounds of you know, muscle. Physically, I think he's grown an inch or two. You know, his matureness, he doesn't feel like a freshman right now. Like, he doesn't feel like the other two freshmen that are on the floor. He does feel like an upperclassman. So, you know, to see him, excited about his impact. Same with DJ, you know, just to watch his growth over when he first stepped foot here on campus to where he is now, being able to talk, being able to help lead in his own way. Obviously, from a basketball standpoint, his athleticism is something that's you know, elite level. But just to watch the other stuff, him being able to do the other things now. And again, he's not a finished product, neither is Freddie. I mean, both of them still show flashes of their youth, their immaturity, but I think they have taken a step.
What makes Freddie such a talented offensive player?
You know, I think his size at his position. I mean, he's probably a legit 6'5", maybe even 6'6", big, strong frame. I think his ability to change pace, to play at his pace. You can't speed him up, can't slow him down. you know, and when he puts those two things together, and he's coming at you with a head full of steam, and you know, he's really shifty with the ball and can get to the rack whenever he wants to. It makes him a really tough guard.
You briefly mentioned Tobey and obviously him playing for Team USA. Where do you think he's made the greatest jump in his game this summer?
I think offensively he's feeling more comfortable. You know, I would say like last year, for the majority of the year, his offensive game depended on him getting an offensive rebound, putbacks, those kind of things. I think now he feels a little more comfortable catching it in the post, playing with his back to the basket and making a move. Again, just like Freddie and DJ, nowhere near finished product, but feeling more confident there, kind of know what he wants to get to, and you can see it. You can see it in practice.
What have you seen defensively from Dalton these first couple of weeks with the program?
Got to get better. You know, you got to get better in that area. Again, offensively, he is. I mean, he's really, really good. But defensively, but I would also say that about all our newcomers. Like, you know, the level of accountability we hold our guys to from a defensive standpoint, we don't expect for anybody to walk in here and be able to be an elite defender, to be able to defend to the level that we require on a day-to-day basis. So, you know, Dalton, Jordan, Cam, JP, all of those guys, they got to get better defensively.
Jordan played more of a shooting guard role at USC Upstate. How much more do you see him shifting into a point guard role here at Tennessee?
You know, the thing with how we play and the things we've been working on here in practice, it's important for all of our guards to be able to handle the basketball, all of our guards to be able to push the break and know what to do from that point guard position. And so for him, I think that it just gives him, you know, a little more versatility, and it's something he could, you know, he could do, and he showed he could do it at Upstate. They just needed him to score and be a volume shooter scorer. And so I think he's settling in nicely to that role. I think he's just, as all our guards, being prepared to you know, play all guard positions, because as you know, last year when it, you know, Zakai went down, you know, we had to rely on different guys to be able to handle the ball, and I think we did a great job with that, with Jamai stepping up, with Josiah being able to step up and handle, obviously Santi. And so the more ball handlers we can have, the more guys that can kind of assume that point guard responsibility, the better.
With Sakai being sidelined this summer, how much does that help kind of further the growth of some of those off guards being able to handle the basketball?
Yeah, it's been tremendous, you know, because you know, they're forced to play that position now. You know, if we had Sakai out there, it wouldn't be as much, because hey, the ball's going to be in his hand. Everybody knows that's where it's going to be. And so without him, these guys are kind of forced into that role. And I always think like the best teacher is being able to go out there and do it and make mistakes within doing it. And so they have no choice to do it. They're able to go out and make mistakes, learn from it, grow from it, and get better from it.
What are you looking forward to about the international trip coming up?
Oh man, I love Italy. You know, I love the food over there, so I'm really excited about that. I love Lake Como. I wish we could spend all 10 days up there and just kind of hang out on the boats and all that good stuff. But looking forward to that. Looking forward for our guys to be able to just spend time with each other. You know, and you know, it's one thing here on campus. You know, they see each other in practice, but on those foreign tours, when you're together, like you're together a lot. And you get to know a lot about each other. You're on the bus rides, you're in the hotel, and all that good stuff. So excited about that. And then also just seeing them, everybody together and playing against somebody else. You know, you kind of run that course where you've practiced so much. It's like, all right, we need to see somebody else. And so it'll be great to be able to play different competition and you know, just kind of get that on film, and so we can teach guys, talk to guys about what we see.
What's your favorite kind of? Go ahead.
Okay, talking with Jordan, he talked about what it was like to grow his game and to make him such a splash. But from your perspective, what was it like not only to watch how hard he worked to improve, but also perhaps tackle something he wasn't so comfortable being, and that was a more vocal leader, knowing that his teammates were looking up to him?
Yeah, you know, it's been fun. Jordan's is, I mean, he's a competitive guy. He loves the game, and you know, whatever is needed of him, he's going to try to do, you know. And so he understands that being more vocal, being more of a leader, especially like last year for him, was huge. They lost 3 seniors, I think it was, and 3 guys that really contributed heavy. So being that vocal leader wasn't as natural to him, but he tried to embrace it, and I think he's continuing to get better on it. But it's been fun. It's been fun watching that and just see the care factor that he has. That he wants to do whatever's needed to try to win.
What's your mark?
Is Cam's offensive ability as a freshman kind of further ahead than most, kind of in a similar manner to Freddie? Just in terms of being able to come in and I guess get buckets. I'm sure they're different styles of offensive players, but just the ability to put the ball into the hoop as a freshman.
Yeah, no, we knew that through recruiting that Cam was a good offensive player. He's really skilled, has great touch, and so any shot, every shot for him, he can pretty much get to. He's got the floater, he can get to the rack. He's long. He's got the mid range, and also can shoot the 3. And so during the recruitment process, we knew that was his skill set. We knew where he needed to improve was physically from the strength, conditioning, and get healthy. And so we're excited about him. We're excited about his upside and his ability to score the basketball, and trying to help him again improve on that other side of the basketball too, defense.
Favorite kind of pizza in Italy you're looking forward to?
Oh, straight margarita pizza.
All right, can't go wrong with that.
Right? Mozzarella, a little basil on there. I'm good. That's it.
Love it. Thanks.
Coach, thank you.